Hello, and welcome to this video with Girts from Erica Synths. This is my discussion from Machina Bristronica 2023 on the DivKid Discussions stage. We discussed the kind of origins of the company, getting into Polivoks-based synth DIY, and working collaboratively and working with others in a friendly manner, and how the scene's grown over the last 10 years. I'd also like to say Machina Bristronica 2024 is just around the corner on the 12th and 13th of October. Tickets and information linked down below. Enjoy this conversation with Girts. Here with Girts from Erica Synths. Generally want to kind of wind back to you starting Erica Synths as it's bloomed into a bigger team. There's other brands involved, lots of collaborative work along the way. I remember building your first Polivoks filter clone. Was that the first thing that you did as Erica Synths?
Yes. Back then I started this DIY modular as a hobby, and I built a lot. Back then, actually, I built almost all projects that were available online. Remember there was Ray Wilson from Music from Outer Space. Unfortunately, he passed away like 6-8 years ago. So he wrote me an email that Girts, I need to invent something new because you built entire my site. And so of course today it's not possible to build all DIY projects because like industry or community is completely different than it was back then, and it's just 10 years ago.
Yeah,
we're talking with such a short spans of time.
So how long was that period between you getting into this and building all these kits for yourself before Erica Synths really kind of built into a business and a team? And
it was 3-4 years. I spent like 10K on my hobby, just buying PCBs, components and stuff, and it was, of course, bit too much for a hobby, but today I treat that as a research into modular synthesizers, and that actually was research because I built, and many things start of coincidences. So I built one Polivoks filter clone from France, and it did not sound good at all. So I thought, well, it cannot be. The Polivoks filter sounds like this. But that was based on chips from Moser or something, Western chip. So I went to open market, and we have still in Riga, we have open market where you can get electronic components, found those original Polivoks programmable op-amps, and made my iteration of the filter, which you built afterwards. And it sounded good. So I realized I have something to say to community, and developed a kit which addressed Eurorack standards, so meaning in terms of amplitudes of audio signal, in modulation signals and so, and thanks to Muff Wiggler back then, where you can sell stuff, and then thanks to you because you made us famous, and I guess somehow we made you famous as well because
it all enabled this weird Bradfordian that is me to kind of just be making odd noise and music on the internet, which has been a fascinating thing to see over the years. And it's still taken that 10 years later that's still happening. Again, thanks to companies such as yourself.
So I was packing my first kits in like company, or Erica Synths started in my bedroom. So there was my working desk where I was developing things, and on the back I had a bed where I was packing first orders, and in parallel, of course, I was running advertising agency, large one, and this know-how how to run business and how to do creative things in electronics somehow helped me to build a company.
Yeah, well, you had the initiative to bring people like Codec involved, having artists involved in the company, engineers that I guess, old kind of Eastern Bloc engineers that were around to help build things? And
I have always been happy to meet right people. Like on regular basis, I meet my primary school classmates, my secondary school classmates, my university colleagues as well. Like we do it almost every year. Yes, we were such great teams in every school I studied, in every working place I worked. We were such a great team. And when I started synthesizers, I decided to make ARP Odyssey clone. So I made all electronics. I realized I need a keyboard. And then I saw on Facebook Codec, who I did not know personally back then. He said, well, he found some Soviet synthesizer, and I realized that keyboard is exactly like I need for ARP Odyssey clone. So I contacted him. So yes, we agreed. And actually, tomorrow is 10th anniversary of Erica Synths, so 1st of October, so it's 10th anniversary. So guys found actually our correspondence on Facebook, so they sent me yesterday. I am negotiating price of that keyboard with Codec, so he wanted 100 euros, I proposed 70, and we agreed on 85. So I visited him 100 kilometers from Riga. He lived in small town 100 kilometers from Riga. I bought a keyboard, and he said, "You want to have some cigarettes?" I said, "No, I do not smoke. Occasionally weed." So he opens drawer, and it's full of weed. So we smoked weeds, and our paths crossed, and now we are colleagues and business partners, and so. And same with Yanis, our engineer, who is really genius in coding things, and he is behind most our most important designs. I knew him since he was in secondary school, and he was building DIY stuff. So in agency, we were shooting a TV commercial for a prepaid mobile communications card, and I needed a mock-up of this dynamite thing, with a counter that counts back, and then the main hero of the commercial had to cut green or red wire. So I needed this mock-up. I contacted Yanis. He made this mock-up, so we shooted the video, and we became friends, and continued our cooperation occasionally till on 2015. We were actual company with those 3 people in the same office, because Codec moved to Riga. Yanis has his contract with Institute of Nuclear Physics expired. And they were in company as a business partners and colleagues and friends, which is important.
Yeah, but that not just within the team, looking further out, collaboration has been part of how Erica Synths has grown over the years as well.
Yeah.
So where does that stem from? Is that an extension of the company for you? You see that as an important thing? Have opportunities just presented themselves and that's kind of happened? Sometimes we fall into these things over time.
See, when I come to these events, I see all of you, manufacturers, musicians, just people who are enthusiastic about synthesizers. I treat you all as friends, and I do not see anyone as a competitor, because what I really believe that people did better in evolution than, for instance, evolution than apes, because we can cooperate on large scale, and yes, all our collaboration projects like LXR or Hexinverter or DIY kits with Moritz Klein, both parties benefit, and because like everybody is strong at something, and likewise, like every of us have some weaknesses. Like I am pathologically optimistic, and that's really my weakness because I truly believe that things can happen way faster than they actually happen. But I have people who compensate that,
Yeah.
who are realistic and who actually manage that in a way that they happen in a reasonable time scale.
Yeah.
And those collaboration projects, for instance, Stacy, he did not want to run company anymore, but he has such a brilliant designs. So I said, why not we take over your designs and share profits?
Riga and that area of the world seems so well situated for building electronics. Like you said, there's still an open market to go find electronics that doesn't exist in most places anymore. Would you say that's been a big part of the company being able to grow as it has?
You mean Riga, where we are located?
Yeah, the kind of ease of manufacturing.
Yeah. See, I'm on a board of directors of Latvian Electronics and Electrotechnics Manufacturing Association, and actually I was amazed how I always promote that Riga has one of the best infrastructures for electronics manufacturing in the world, and because we have like 6 large factories that do outsourced manufacturing or electronics assembly. Now, I don't think that in UK you have so many factories that are available. You know, you can place order and they start manufacturing like next week. So that was our privilege to have it, and I don't know why it is so, because some may say, well, you have some heritage from Soviet times, but those Soviet factories, they went bankrupt early 90s because they were massively inefficient. They had Stone Age technologies, you know, and so. But yeah, there was some spirit in Latvia about this electronics manufacturing before Russia invaded us after during World War II. Latvia have produced one of the best radio receivers in Europe. We had record-setting airplanes and a lot of other industries. But you know, this planned economy of communism, it just degraded everything. You know, and when we gained independence, we actually had to start from scratch. But maybe this enthusiasm about getting back where we were is a reason why we have such an infrastructure and such a privilege. And many Eurorack companies actually make their modules in Riga, like Shakmat Modular, Coma Electronic, and like a lot of others actually.
Yeah, okay. It's fascinating. I think most of us think most of it just goes out to China and comes back across.
Yeah, but like Shakmat said, that they cannot have such a hands-on control on what happens in factories in China, and they moved to Latvia. And prices are comparable, actually. It's not that like China can make it significantly cheaper, let's put it that way, because of their economic changes and stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, you mentioned Stacey at Hexinverter. This is the mind phaser that was really well received at the time, but I don't know if Stacey ever made that many of that module.
Less than 100.
Yeah, and then probably left a backlog of people really wanting one at the time.
Yeah.
And you've also another couple of effects modules, again, are collaborations with 112 dB.
Yeah.
Have they done the DSP work on those modules?
Yeah,
their software company.
Yeah, the Martijn from 112 dB, they basically make VSTs. So they have Redline Reverb, they have Steam Pipe VST, and a bunch of other absolutely great sounding effects. And Martijn is that guy who, this old school coder, who can make very simple code. But it sounds brilliant, and that's actually rare privilege to have these both parts of personality, that you are engineer and you can make write a code, but simultaneously you hear things and you actually know how it has to sound. Like Martijn, he actually considers running a YouTube channel that makes challenges of make that sound. So he can take any synthesizer and instantly dial up sound which sounds like a trumpet, and it sounds like really like trumpet. And he has kind of this harmonic content running in his head.
It's a human spectrum analyzer kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, and he hears things. He was a teacher in Berkeley University in California as well, and you know, they have quite a threshold for teachers to.
It's a high standard.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and yeah, this simple code make things sound great. We use same DSP platform on Syntrex 2, and also we are developing a few other more extensive FX units together with 112 decibel. So, or similarly with Julian Smith from Sonic Potions with LXR, because I built his DIY drum machine kit. And but it had this plexiglass enclosure, which does not make it good instrument. It sounds great, but the feel of the instrument is not there. So I made a proper aluminum case for my LXR, and then Julian noticed that, and he, what if we make more of those cases for DIY kits? But the problem was that he never completed firmware on the DIY version, and customers were complaining. It sounded good. It was like really great drum machine, but functionality was not there. You know? So I was convincing him for I guess 3-4 years to have proper factory-made desktop version, which I finally succeeded in convincing, and we have a LXR drum machine, which is like amazing drum machine for sound design, and the drum machine which you cannot identify in a mix that, well, that's 909 or that's 808, and because it has so much sound design possibilities that you can really come up with something really distinctive and unique.
Thank you very much to Girts.
And thank you, Ben, for inviting me here and making us famous 10 years ago.
Thank you.